Welcome to Joshi English grammar class. In this video, let us learn another two types of the sentences, that is exclamatory sentence and imperative sentence. Here on the blackboard I have written some important hints and meaning of a exclamatory sentence. How it is, how can it work, what we can learn from exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentence is a type of sentence that makes strong feelings on the mind of the man and changes feeling of the man. It's only make the effect of exclamation. It changes our feeling, it changes our mood. Such sentence is called an exclamatory sentence. I have written a definition. See, an exclamatory sentence shows a sudden feeling. Whenever we hear a news about anything, sudden changes comes in our mind. So we can change our activities, we can change our feelings. It changes sudden feeling and changes mood of the man. When we hear the exclamatory news, exclamatory words, sudden a change will come in our mind. That time laughing man become sad, the sad man become wonderful, a wonderful mood changes into sad or happy. Such these moods changes the stage of our mind. See, always exclamatory sentence ends with exclamatory mark, that is here it has given a vertical line and there is a point below the vertical line. This shows exclamatory mark. See some examples. Sudden feelings means sometimes our mind turns towards pleasure. If we hear a happiest matter, our mind, our nature turns to pleasure state. Sometimes we become anger when we hear some odd words, some bad words, some abuses, some wrong words. Our mind changes into anger condition. That time we have behave very angrily. Then sometimes surprise. It is also a feeling, change of a feeling of a man. When we hear some very wonderful things, very beautiful things, and some wonderful messages we see, so our mind changes into surprise condition or surprise state of our mind. That time our face expression is different, we behave with surprisingly. Such changes may happen in this exclamatory sentence. That sentences become a wonderful things. See some examples I have written here. First example, how wonderful this act is. Sometimes we are acting something in our act there is a wonderful things or wonderful action, wonderful words. That time the person who is looking our action, he can say that how wonderful this act is. There is an exclamatory mark. How wonderful this act is, means there will be some wonderful thing in our act. That time our mind changes and we can say that with a surprising words, how wonderful this act is. So it is exclamatory sentence. You can see the same thing in second sentence. How foolish she is. Whenever we see a foolish activities in other person or foolish work in other person or foolish words in other person, suddenly a sentence come from our mouth. We can say that how foolish man he is, how foolish activities it is, how foolish girl she is, how foolish boy he is. Foolish. This shows that something exclamation quality, exclamation condition. So foolishness is it. So we can say that how foolish she is. Such sentences changes our mood, and we can say that he is foolish. They are a foolish person. In this way, sudden sentences come from our mind. That is a change of our mood. Next, let us see the third sentence. What a lovely flower it is. Whenever we go to garden, some places, we see a beautiful plants, beautiful flowers, beautiful things. If we see a beautiful flower, as soon as we see the beautiful flower, our mind becomes very happy. When our minds become very happy, soonly a sentence come from our mouth, that is, what a beautiful flower it is. Whenever we see a beautiful monument, suddenly a sentence comes from our mouth, that is, what a beautiful monument. Because wonderful, it is a other face of happiness. Whenever happy, we can say some wonderful words. Whenever we see beautiful things, definitely some wonderful, beautiful words come from our mind. Whenever we see a beautiful scene, we can suddenly say that what a beautiful scene it is. Whenever we see some beautiful activities of a child or a baby, we can say that suddenly what a beautiful activity the child is doing. Such sentences, just to observe how our mind is changing, how changing feelings coming in our mind. In the first sentence, there is a change of wonder. In second sentence, something changes, different type of changes, that is foolishness. This word changes our mood. In the third sentence, here also a wonderful change in our mind. When we see the beautiful things, automatically we can say that a wonderful thing, wonderful word, is it? Whenever we see a sad scene, definitely some words come from our own. How sad it is. A child has hit an accident. How sad it is. What is this? An exclamatory sentence. Such sentences, whenever we hear awkward words, whenever we hear some wrong words, suddenly we say that, go from here, get out from here, what are you doing? So in this way, such words, such sentences are also exclamatory sentence. These sentences shows the change of feeling of angriness. When our mind turns in angry, some very awkward words, bad words come from our mouth. These words become a sentence and ends with the exclamation mark. Such sentences shows feeling of changes in our feeling. Friends, such sentences are called an exclamatory sentence. Whenever we go to discuss with our friends, whenever we go to tell something our friends, whenever we go to talk with our friends, these sentences are very essential. Without these sentences, we cannot make our situation beautiful and meaningful. In angry situation, we should use the words angriest, exclamatory words. Angry words we are telling in comedy things means how can it match with that situation? And some wonderful things we are telling in a foolishness condition, how does these words match with that condition? So like that, we should use this exclamatory sentence according to the situation. As the situation, if the situation is angry, we can tell the sentences in angry condition. If a situation is happy, we can say these happiest words in an exclamatory situation. Such sentences are called exclamatory sentence. I thought that these sentences and my explanation have given you something knowledge. Let us go to next change of sentence, that is imperative sentence. Friends, these different types of sentences gives different knowledge, and the same sentences helps to us while talking with our friends, while we are writing an essay, while we are answering to our teachers in the class, while speaking with our friends, such sentences help in speaking or writing. These are very important. The imperative. An imperative sentence gives a command, advice or respect. An imperative sentence gives command, advice or request. An imperative sentence gives an advice or command and request. That's all. See how does an imperative sentence work. Definition: an imperative sentence gives what type of the things, what type of the sentences does it give? It gives an advice, command and request. Advice, command and request. These three things are very important. Advice means sometimes our great person, elder persons, teacher, some other persons give some advices. That advices help to in our life. So advices, all types of the advices are called imperative sentences. Advices, is it? Then command. Our elders, our teachers in some officers give commands. All type of the commanders are called imperative sentence. And also requests. Whenever we go to higher officers, we request for something, and somebody gives wishes also imperative sentence. Advices, commands and request. We request for a job, we request for an for a leave, we request for some other works. So all type of the requesting sentences are called imperative sentences. Let us see by some examples. For an order, it is shut the door. Shut the door. It is an order. You can understand a command. Teacher says to the students, shut the door. Father says to his son, shut the door. Something noise is coming. Shut the door. In this way, command. The commander in chief says, a soldier, shoot him. What are these? Shoot him. It is an order of a commander in chief. The police inspector says, catch him, catch the thief. Command it is. So in such ways we can see some officers gives orders. Those sentences shows order. They are called imperative sentence. It is imperative sentence. Second one, the inspector says, catch the thief, or inspector said, catch the thief. It is an order or command of police officer. Third, the commander said, shoot the terrorist. Commander said, shoot the terrorist. It is also command of a commander. Such sentences are called imperative sentences. Next one, fourth. Please give me a job in your office, sir. Please give a job in your office, sir. This sentence gives a requesting sentence. So such sentence is called an imperative sentence. Fifth one. You should follow true way. A dharma guru or a father or any elder person may say that you should follow true way. It is an advice. Is it? So such advice. One more sentence. Any elder person can bless or wish. May you long live. May you long live with the grace of the God. May you long live with the grace of the God. In this way, some wishes also comes in imperative sentences. Friends, in this way we can frame many sentences and we can use in our spoken time while speaking to others. We can use such sentences. These sentences, I think, gave you knowledge and you have improved something by these examples of sentences and definitions. Thank you, and subscribe my channel, and once again I will offer you thanks. Thank you.